Thank you so much for tuning in to Quantum Talks 8.0. I am Dr. Kiki Singletary-Williams. I'm your host for this wonderful podcast. Listen, if you haven't done so today, take a moment, like, subscribe, follow us, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Listen, we are excited about some things that are happening and taking place, and it includes you. It's been a pleasure of mine to help you get to a better frame of mind. Listen, in this moment, there are several people who have aligned themselves with negative energy to propel you into their destiny instead of them walking their own walk. They're trying to send those signals to you, a good-hearted, good-believing person, child of God. And it comes off a lot of times as mean girl energy, mean guy energy. And have you noticed people who've never walked in those steps that you have to try on and put on every day? They've never had to put those shoes on or maneuver through things that you've had to, yet they have all the answers. They got all the plans, and they can tell you what to do and you what you ought to do, and on. Have you noticed? And then if you take one moment to look at what they got going on in their lives, they're nowhere near the things that they're encouraging you to do or having the suggestions that you do. So you've got to take back the authority in your own life. A lot of times we are placed in certain positions because of our own decision and choice to follow that position. You don't have to sit in the back seat of your life anymore. You don't have to be somebody else's project of sorts. Because let me share, sometimes folks don't have the energy and the gumption to live life on their own terms. They get some type of boost in seeing you struggle, seeing you complaining, seeing you depressed, creating narratives behind the scenes and then acting innocent to get your reaction. Because the stuff that they're doing on the side that ain't right could involve dark magic, could involve witchcraft, could involve spells and root work. Let's be real. Those things could not work if you are in your present state of mind being led of your creator to do what you are effortlessly created to do. He gave you the gifts. He gave you the authority to operate. God gave you life. But if you are in a status other than your optimal person and your presence of a pure heart and focus and leaning and depending and trusting on God, you're distracted from what God has. And guess what? Those negative things that these people are involved in, and best you believe they are involved in them, then those things have authority because, we're not in an optimal place mentally, spiritually, physically. Don't look at things just for face value. You have to see what's behind the mask, what's behind the energy, what is behind the actions. A lot of times we want to, pat ourselves on the back because, we had good intentions. Well, you have to be more intentional with those intentions. And you have to be willing to say, Lord, you see what's happening. Move me into a space that you can use and take care of the rest, God. And you take your hand off of it and you continue to live your best life. Those who are actually putting forth this negative energy are so emotionally bankrupt, they can't survive unless they're sending negative things your way. They wouldn't know what to do with themselves, including working on themselves, if they wasn't so busy working against you. But you're the chosen. You are the chosen. And that's why nothing that they have tried, no operation that they have put into practice will be successful because they didn't remember that you truly are a child of God. They're only able to make themselves feel powerful when they know that you're down, that you're off course, that you are somehow not thriving. So I want to encourage you today to understand that there is a concept of energy vampires, and they are going to come to the surface with negative energy. And they're going to show themselves as to who they are. Because remember, as a believer, as a person of faith, as a chosen vessel from your Creator, God promised to take care of you. He promised to lead you and guide you. He promised to fight your battles. But a lot of times we get in our own way and we start just dealing with life, because guess what? There's been negative energy sent to us. And people keep sending it. Just think about it. If, you look at wrestling, those wrestling matches or boxing matches, the person who's trying to win, they're not going to just send one, they throw one hit and go sit down in the corner. No. When they realize they hitting and it's working, they're going to keep doing it. And that's what the enemy has been doing in the spiritual world. But I'm here to stand in faith with you, to walk with you to the finish line of what God is doing in your life. No more are you to lay down and be their slave. No more are you to be their science kit and project. You are a child of the Most High, and you're chosen to triumph over everything the enemy has tried or is trying. Now, does that mean these imps are going to continue to do what they're going to do? They're trying. But you have to understand something. When you step out of the will of God and you start treading on enemy territories and using the tactics of your enemy, you have to remember what you throw out, it goes back to that person. So they might think that they're getting away. And this is why they almost have to have a finger on your pulse, so to speak. Where you at? What you doing? Who you with? Like there's this whole monitoring process where they think that you don't see them, but they're monitoring to see if what they've been doing behind closed doors is actually working against you. But today you got to take back your authority. You got to lean and depend on God to do the work. And just get up, get busy with those same things that have bound you over the course of time, rear its ugly head. You declare that you're victorious. You declare that that's not the street you live on anymore. You declare that's not the person that that people can do that to anymore. You don't have the spirit to just lay there and take it. And what am I saying? You got to fight in the spiritual realm. You've got to boost your prayer life. And quit oversharing with people who are not on a needs to know basis. Because one thing about it, the enemy cannot read your thoughts. He can present thoughts to you and see how you respond to those thoughts. But he can't read your thoughts. You know how he's able to infiltrate and do work? Us talking and sharing and oversharing. And I'm not suggesting we don't testify. I'm not suggesting that you don't encourage. I'm not suggesting that you not be your authentic self. But take a look around your environment. Some people that you think will go to the end of the earth for you are laying for your and waiting for your downfall so that they can then pick up for and get the prize for things that they don't even deserve. Because your enemy hasn't put the work into themselves. They figure they can ride off of your success. All right? Why are we taking advice from people who've never built a house, and you're over there trying to secure land and get the proper permits to lay the foundation, and they're, they ain't never built no house. Get with people who are able to help you. And if you don't even want to be bothered with people, go directly to your Father, your Creator. You have what you need, everything that you need within you. But I'll tell you something. The other part of the story is there is a day of reciprocity. First of all, you're going to win. You're going to pull up and you're going to be successful from this moment forward, because that's who your Creator designed you to be. And you're going to operate even when you don't feel like it. Even when things present itself where you're not sure. You're going to move on. You're going to be successful. But these people who have invested, they have paid money. They are going out of their way to watch you. They can't sleep. They're doing double jeopardy and everything else to try to be somewhere in the mix to stop what God has already provided for you and has already declared as it concerns you. So don't you dare start getting weary and wanting to give up and then get to a place where you don't even want to pray because, wow, God, you see me in this situation. Why haven't you said anything? Well, guess what? Today is your day. Today is your day. You're coming out. You're going to shake yourself. You're going to move into a space that only God can use you. And you're going to keep the faith. You're going to keep going despite what happens. And those folks who have sowed those terrible seeds, guess what? You are going to see the recompense of those seeds that they have sowed. Because while they're sitting here planning your demise and your fall and your shakedown and your funeral, they forgot who was watching everything. They forgot whose you are. They got so empowered and emboldened because guess what? Before now, all the stuff they were doing seemed to have worked. But I tell you today, you're going to live. You're going to see the prosperity of the Lord. You're going to see the success that God has blessed you with. You're going to continue to move in different directions that God has ordained and preordained. You're going to walk boldly. I don't care what has been happening. You're going to start to walk boldly in your calling and in your gifting. You're going to be everything that God declared that you are. And guess what? The whisperings of the enemy will start to cease because now is reaping time. It's reaping time for you to enjoy everything that God has already released to you, but it's also reaping time for your enemies. And a lot of times you'll be surprised at who your enemy is. But God has said, you know what? I've favored you. I've set you aside. I've been the one carrying you. So don't you dare in this moment think that I forgot about you. God said, I haven't forgotten about you. But I am going to bless you. I am going to exalt you in due time. And then what does he say? Prepared a table for you in the presence of your enemies. A lot of times we want God to do the worst to our enemies, but you need to understand, not only will they pay for what they've been doing, they are also, and even the people that they've consulted with, because a lot of folks are reaching out to dark sources, warlocks, witches, and they're stepped out of what you believe that they're doing as a way to stop you. But God said, I've prayed for you. I've covered you with my blood. I've kept you in my care. And they will have to not only reap what they have sown, but they have to sit back and watch everything that they tried to do to you already go back to them. God has given them plenty of time to repent, plenty of time to change, to stop, to get it together. And for the moment, they will. And then the greed and the jealousy overtakes them every time. So, what am I saying to you? Get up. Shake yourself. Believe who God said you are. God never changed his mind concerning you. God never took back his declarations concerning you. But see, as life begin to life for us, these evil beings will use something that comes up as a setback to you as proof to them that what they're doing behind closed doors is working. And that's where they failed. Because God ain't going to let what they're doing come to pass. He's not going to let what they're trying to accomplish towards his chosen vessel, which is you. He not fooling with them like that. So be encouraged. And you're going to be hearing of things that are happening. It's not, necessarily just because. A lot of things are direct judgment, where people are paying for what they have been doing. And let's be clear, God is a just God. He is a forgiving God. He is a merciful God. But these people have been working in this capacity, so they think, against you for years. But God is saying, it's time, and it's time for a change. So you be in faith. When you want to complain, or you might feel a sadness or something going on with you, or a discouragement, a discontentment, hold on. Get you a to-do list and jot down all the things that you need to do. And be working on that to-do list. Because you're too busy accomplishing the life that our Creator designed for you than to keep up with what the enemy is doing. They could have that opportunity, but they chose to try to stop you and acquire what they deem as blessings that you have, to acquire them for themselves. Instead of going directly to the Creator and developing a relationship and being real before God, they never did that because they can't. Not your issue. You continue to be your as friendly and kind self as possible. But please understand, God has revealed and He's changed. And He said, you know what? Enough is enough. He's changing the narrative. And guess what? It benefits you. So get yourself, all of yourself, holistically together. Because God said, hey, the minute you look up, you will be able to get up. The minute you don't even look at the circumstance, just look up to God, it's showtime. So continue to be blessed. Continue to realize that you have everything that you need through the power of God in your life. And nothing gets Him by surprise. It doesn't change His thoughts and His love towards you, His plans. But now you will see back to back to back to back to back of your blessings flowing. You deserve it. Tell yourself, I deserve the blessings of God. You deserve it. Why are we walking through life feeling some kind of way that we don't deserve what God has given you? He gave it to you. So if there's any way that Quantum Talks 8.0 can be of assistance to you, reach out so that we can move you to another level playing field. You know why? Because God is there. Thank you. Like, share, subscribe. Give us a call. Stay